Aloha. I love watching those Hawaiian bird clips that we're able to go all the way over to paradise and collect and bring back to share with you guys. And this week's video is another collection of clips like those filmed on location in Honolulu. Actually, Kapiolani Park, downtown Honolulu, right beside the Honolulu Zoo, bordering the Pacific Ocean, Waikiki Beach, in the shadow of Diamond Head Crater State Monument. What a lovely experience. You're going to enjoy that video. Not only is it an iconic vacation destination, but the bird watching was too easy. There were birds everywhere, so many birds. I was able to collect most, if not all, the clips you saw just now with an iPhone. I just took my cell phone out there to the park and started filming birds. Really cool. Also, at the end of the video, it's called Hawaii Birds Kapiolani Park. Let me show you a slide of the thumbnail. At the end of that thing, I use a bird list to show you all the birds we saw, as I do at the location of any of the Hawaiian birding videos. I include checklists so you know all the birds we saw, and then I feature some highlight species that I was able to film. So it makes a very interesting video from a creative perspective. The feedback has been above average. All of the YouTube measurables are green arrows up. So thank you very much for participating and consuming that content that we've been putting out about our Hawaiian adventure. I hope that one day, if you're able to go to Hawaii or go back to Hawaii, you're better prepared. You're able to soak more of it in because you've enjoyed some of this bird garden YouTube channel content. And I really enjoy revisiting it via these clips. So there's a good chance you could. I think we're a lot alike. So it wasn't an easy trip. Hawaii, 2,000 miles plus, 2,600 miles off the coast of California. It's out there. And I'm over here in Tennessee. So I went all the way across the United States, then halfway across the Pacific Ocean to get to paradise. And I can just say it was worth it. It was worth it. It was so unique. Even though I was in the United States, it felt like I was definitely in an exotic tropical environment. It just so happened everyone spoke my language, and many others, of course, but English, was the language they spoke over in this tropical paradise. Pretty cool. And there in Honolulu, so well amenitized. I mean, it's a city, tall buildings, city streets, sidewalks, busy. So there were no comforts missing. The cost of visiting there, I would say, is on average a little bit higher, but I mean, it was, if you consider it a resort town, it's comparable to other resort towns, maybe a little higher. The offerings were much. It seemed they were broader. Like you had everything you're accustomed to wherever you're from, and then there's this whole other shelf space of Hawaiian stuff. Because the macadamia nuts are grown there, the Kona coffee is grown there, coconuts are grown there. So lots of really cool stuff. And then the one surprise that it was a very common item, did not know it was so interlaced with Hawaiian culture, the spam everywhere. Spam on breakfast sandwiches, spam mixed in hamburgers. It was crazy. Spam musubi. I had a teriyaki spam musubi with a scrambled egg. That is a brick of rice, sticky rice like sushi rice, slab of spam. If you're familiar with the meat product, it's cut out of the can. So it was a slice of that on top. In between the rice and in between the rice and the spam was a little scrambled egg. And then all that was wrapped in seaweed, the nori, like sushi again. So fantastic. It was like it was like the breakfast hand food. It wasn't really a sandwich, but with that seaweed wrap, you could hold it in your hand, kind of a grab and go. And it was great. It's delicious. I loved it, but totally unique. Never seen it, never tasted anything like that. fantastic, affordable. I mean, it was like going for your breakfast sandwich at a fast food place, only it was available in restaurants, in convenience stores. It was fully integrated there in the Hawaiian food scene. Is this spam, which we don't see so much around here in the U.S. Hmm. See what I did there? I meant mainland. Of course, I was still in the U.S. So Hawaii, yeah, very unique. Not easy to get to. Now, so what I did with that in mind, I wrote an ebook. My ebook is titled Hawaiian Adventure. It includes a prep-by-step planner with sample itineraries, a page of Hawaiian vocabulary, some of the language that's native to the islands, a page, or maybe more than a page, of the different types of specialty foods, so you can have an introduction to those and know what to look for, what to research a little bit, how to get there, the cheapest way, the easiest way, a custom way. So, and it's not a how-to guide on how to use digital booking agencies. That's not what it is. It lists a few options, but basically, it just helps you get your trip planned so you have the confidence when you go to book. Okay, yeah, this I can make this happen, and then you choose, the level of expense and the convenience of the flights and so forth. Anyway, I think it's a good book, Hawaiian Adventure. It's available. There'll be a link in the description of this live stream when it's uploaded as content. There is already a link in this week's video, Hawaiian Birds, Kapiolani Park, as well as several other Hawaiian videos that have been released previously. We're episode 24 today. Welcome to the Bird Talk Show. Episode 24, we're talking about easy Hawaii birds. And now I'm getting there a little easier for you. I've released this ebook. You can check that out if you're interested. It's got lots of things in it. Here's the table of contents: Hawaiian Adventure, preparation, getting there, itinerary planning, eats and local grinds. As you can tell, it's an overview. It's just going to help you through the planning process to get to your paradise vacation. And if you do, when you do, I want to know about it. Share it with us, will you? When you get there, you go to Honolulu, you're going to be near the Honolulu Birding Trail. Anywhere you go in Honolulu, you're near the Honolulu Birding Trail. Now, it focuses on the area between the airport, actually up north to Pearl Harbor. I'll put a map up. There we go. Pearl Harbor down to beyond Diamond Head Park, all the way to the southern point, Hanoma Bay Beach Park. Now, having said that, that reminds me, if you're going to go do an activity in Hawaii, you're going to need reservations. You're going to need reservations, and also there may be a fee. So I don't know if that's the new normal or if that's just the way things are going to be and have been, but it was a little unique to me that so few things in Honolulu, especially, were not walk-up available. So, and I mentioned that in the ebook, plan in advance. But it's a click away. Everybody has a website. You still use a telephone if you want cellular phone if you want to, but do make a reservation, especially for the nicer restaurants at night. Hawaii rolls up the sidewalks. Hawaii closes early in the evening, and there are a few bars and night spots open, but it's standing room only in Honolulu. If you don't have a reservation, you don't need to expect to get a seat. So make your reservations early. That'll make it easier. We did this Kapiolani Park. You'll see when you watch the video. We walked out of our hotel. We walked past another location here on the Honolulu Birding Trail to Ohio Beach Park to get to Kapiolani. It was 1 block away. Then we saw the War Memorial, the Honolulu Aquarium, the Honolulu Zoo. We found our favorite restaurant of our entire Hawaiian visit right there at Kapiolani Park. I show you the food that we eat there, the Hawaiian specialties, and oh my gosh, the whole pineapple smoothie, the whole pineapple, chop the top, take the pineapple out, make a smoothie, put it back in, put the top back on, put a straw in the whole pineapple. Here you go. Tourist or local, here's your whole pineapple smoothie. Enjoy. Completely immersed in the Hawaiian paradise. I'm holding a pineapple drinking. out of a pineapple. Crazy. Maybe you've done that. Maybe that's not exciting to you. I thought it was pretty awesome. So we've got the Honolulu Birding Trail up as an active Facebook group. You're welcome to come over there if you want to learn more about Hawaiian birds, Hawaiian travel, Hawaiian stuff. Come on over to the Honolulu Birding Trail Facebook group. We'll get you in there. Just ask to join. And also, our next week, starting, it looks like I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Looks like we have one more Honolulu video to make about the Honolulu birds. Then we're shifting the content production to Kauai, where we spent the majority of our time. Kauai, beautiful, the Garden Island. It's a bit more rustic. I think it represents the golden age of Hawaii, a little less developed, definitely in contrast to Honolulu. So, yes, maybe later next week, maybe the week after, depending if you're watching this live, or it may already be available if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you, replay crew. Couldn't do this without you. You're doing the share. You're hitting that share button, and I really appreciate that, which reminds me to invite all of the viewers to hit the like button if you like this type of content, if you like Hawaii, if you like birds. It's a click. It really helps me with the algorithm. I appreciate it. So over there in Kauai, we also designed a birding trail. We went over there and proofed it, did all the spots like we did in Honolulu, visited as many as we could. And so we have the active Facebook group, Kauai Birding Trail. Now, the Kauai Birding Trail, it probably was the reason that we started planning to go to Hawaii, because I wanted to see an albatross. And if you look there on the sticker, the logo, that is the Laysan albatross. I'd never seen an albatross. I've seen plenty of albatross. Got some great pictures coming up when we start rolling out that content. We've got the Kauai Birding Trail full of Kauai bird footage, photographs, and also available over there. I was not able to do all of that planning without taking written notes. I'm old school. I'm OG. So I used a notebook. I call these notebooks Notes in Paradise notebook. They're just blank lined pages, 48 blank line pages. I've made them available to you now, adorned with the Kauai Birding Trail and Bird Garden YouTube channel stickers. If you want one of these, you can. I have a very limited quantity, but I'm making them available at the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. Get on over there in the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. Inquire about Notes in Paradise if you're interested in that. I'm telling you, no notebook, very similar to this craft paper, heavy duty. I couldn't have done it. I had to have written notes, carried them in my hip pocket before, during, and after our trip, and was the sole source of collected information to write that ebook. So there would be no trip, there'd be no ebook, there'd be no part of this conversation without the Notes in Paradise notebook. If you're interested, love to have you over there at the Kauai Birding Trail. Just ask. We'll tell you how you can get fixed up with one of those. Okay. Moving along. Let's see. How do I make me come? Hey, there I am. 4 people watching. Had as many as 5. We're 17 minutes in. We got all the commercials taken care of. Thank you so much for your forbearance. If you're a subscriber to the Bird Garden YouTube channel, you probably got a notification from the community tab where you got a special announcement that not everyone got. It was included in the thumbnail to this live stream. There's going to be an art auction today. Let me introduce you to our Hawaiian-inspired piece of original art. There she is. This one's called Polly. Polly is a 3x5 inch canvas board. It's acrylic, has been clear coated. And I don't know if you're going to catch that sheen in this light. But this is Polly. She's going to be available for auction today. We are going to auction off Polly. Some winner is going to happen today, right here. I'm glad you're here. Good luck if you want that. Also, those Notes in Paradise notebooks available in black. Polly is going to be on the block today as we continue to talk about Hawaiian birds. And we're almost at the halfway point of the Hawaiian bird content, because we're finishing up the Honolulu content, moving to Kauai. There's also, back in the beginning, the Big Island got a video in Kona. We went to the Kona airport on a transfer, and there were birds all over the airport, which is mostly outdoors. We went from terminal to terminal, gate to gate. I guess it was gate to gate. Never went inside. It's all outdoors, open. Craziest thing I've ever seen. but really cool. Birds everywhere. So now, halfway through, we are going to auction off Polly. We'll get a winner for Polly today. She'll get a new home. This is a rose-ringed parakeet, by the way. We did see those. They are featured in the video and the thumbnail. Thumbnail for this live stream, thumbnail for the Kapiolani Park, because that's where we saw them. Oh, they'd fly around in flocks. They're so raucous. Oh, you could hear them a mile away. They sounded like a bowling alley on a Friday night. I'm not sure if you know what that sounds like. I'm not sure if I do, but loud. Okay, you couldn't not pay attention to that. So I do want to pass that along to you. I have photographed Polly. Okay, I have an image of Polly that I'm going to be reproducing. Polly will be reproduced. The original will be for sale later on. Maybe some prints, coffee mugs, T-shirts. We'll see. But I do have the image for, and I'll keep that, even though I'm selling the original for reproductions of Polly. But Polly, so inspiring. So inspiring. The rose-ringed parakeet. Yeah, we're going to do that. So if you're interested in owning Polly, 5 of you here now, if you would like to bid on Polly, let me say I'm only shipping to the United States. I apologize. I've just had not good experiences trying to ship my art outside the United States. So if you know someone in the United States that I can ship to, that you feel confident can get it to you outside the United States, I'll be happy to ship within the United States. I'm going to take care of all the fees on this one. We'll settle up on PayPal. You can just hit my PayPal if you're the winner, and just select goods and services. There'll be an extra fee. I'll pay it if you select goods and services. I'll pay the shipping and the handling and all that. I want you to have this. So there will be a modest reserve on Polly, just to make sure I can get it to you shipped and delivered, without an expense. So there'll be a modest reserve. It'll be small, but if someone wants to start the bidding, just use the dollar sign. That way I'll know it's an official bid. Use the dollar sign and the number. We'll go up in full dollar increments if someone wants to start the bidding using the dollar sign and a number. Lookout has joined us. Would you like to be on camera? Huh? You want to say hello to the people? Come here. They want to see you. No, she said, no, you don't get her picture for free, she said. She just wants your attention. Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes bids $5. Thanks a lot, Dr. A. Great having you here. Dr. A has gotten back from Peru, and I haven't had a time to chat with him since then, but I would love to. We need to get together again. I'd love to have you back on the Bird Talk show, Dr. Anthony, so you can fill us in on what's new at ARCOF, Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes. And we got a $5 bid, okay? We got a $5 bid on Polly. Now it's up to $10. Patrick Hardy coming in strong with a bid. That's a little bit intimidating. I don't know if that's going to scare Dr. Anthony off or not, but Patrick Hardy drops to 2x. We went from $5 to $10. Now at the $10 level, that usually includes the free shipping. So I'll say the reserve is met. Polly is going to be sold. Now, if we reach higher levels, I'll add incentives. I'll throw in incentives at milestone bids to make so it's not just the piece of art. All right, we got Patrick Hardy bidding against himself now at $15. Is that supposed to be a dollar sign, Patrick Hardy? Now we're kind of a stickler about that. Okay, retracted, because we don't want. There it is. The dollar sign means, yeah, I meant to do that. That's an intentional bid. We don't like to fool around, and these things are competitive. That's the bottom line. So thank you so much for correcting that. And we got $15. So at $15, I'm going to throw in a free easel. All right. Now you can have a free easel for Polly to rest on your desk or wherever you want her to make your life better. Oh, I'm usually better at demonstrating these. There we go. So you got a free easel at $15. So We got Polly at $15 now, accompanied by the free easel. Woo! Nice. All right, and that thing is at $20 now. Amazon Research Center. Is that what that says? Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes. It's the whole arc off. Excellent. $20. $20. Patrick Hardy says, I need the painting, so I don't know. 20 bucks? 20 bucks? Let me think about it. Well, you think about it there. Dr. Anthony is just kind of grinning and wringing his hands. Outbid me, will you? We'll see where that gets you. I'm looking across my desk now just for, oh, look what I found. Some extra incentives. I'll tell you what. Dr. Patrick Hardy at $25. There's another milestone. Now we're going to get Polly. She's going to have an easel. And I'm going to throw in a note card from one of my wild discus paintings. It's a blank note card. It's nice, heavy stock paper. That's wild discus. That's the provenance of that little work of art there. Includes starring in an art show downtown Johnson City, Tennessee. Rat Cross endorsed by nature. That was a virtual art show. Hundreds of people saw that hanging in the Rat Cross endorsed by nature art show. There's still a River Life Art Facebook if you want to go back and look at that art show, including wild discus. It's in there. Patrick Hardy said, show some love. Show some love. Amazon Research Center said $27.50. You had me at discus. Patrick Hardy said $30. Man, that discus is cool. That discus is cool. I better make sure I get all this right. That's Polly, easel, wild discus card. I'm paying the shipping. All right, packing. That's on me. All right, we're going to settle up at PayPal. That's ratcross@gmail.com on PayPal. 4 of you here, a couple of you bidding against each other on Polly. Polly, we're going to continue this auction through the show today. And as we reach those milestone bid levels, we're going to add incentives. Right now we're at $30 with an easel and a wild discus note card. Free shipping included. We're talking about Hawaii birds. Hawaiian birds. Now here's something, it was part of my learning curve. A lot of the birds, the ones you're seeing in my content, are invasive. They're not native to Hawaii. Well, what is actually native to Hawaii? Well, so the way I understand it, the Hawaiian Islands came up through the ocean like volcanoes. They weren't there, then they were there. So there wasn't terrestrial life born with the island. So they had to fly in, float in. But what they would consider native are things that did just that, and they adapted to the islands. They stayed there and they reproduced, and that the islands were what they knew. They were whatever. There were no reptiles, right? No amphibians. So anything that would have been a predator along those lines didn't exist on the island. So as these animals, these organisms developed and adapted and evolved, they didn't have this pressure of things that weren't there. So as other things were introduced, they accidentally came in on airplanes and ships. They intentionally were brought in and released. They were brought in as pets and escaped. They blew in from a natural storm off one of the coasts, and as they began to take root, they began to occupy space that was formerly all left to the native species. So they began displacing them. So now you'll learn in this week's video, Hawaiian Birds Kapiolani Park, that the cutest bird, I mean, it's called a warbling white-eye. It's everywhere. It's the most populous land bird in Hawaii now, is invasive. 2 things that are very negative about this particular invasive species, not the individuals. They're cute. They're just birds. They're doing their thing, probably brought there and released intentionally. They carry a parasite that negatively impacts the imperiled Hawaiian honey creepers, many of which have unfortunately gone extinct. Not cool, man. Hawaii, lots of extinction on these honey creepers. Well, so this white-eye, this warbling white-eye carries a parasite that negatively impacts the honey creepers, and also it eats and disperses invasive plant seeds, and then the plants displace the native plants. So then the native species that grew up eating and needing the native plants, there's fewer of those, so there's a habitat loss. Okay, so uh, yeah, and what's the answer there? I don't know. I'm not trying to solve that problem. It has been discussed with mild and major measures and many things in between, but that's just a FYI. This is why conservation is important. Why talk shows like this are important. Why you supporting this channel and this channel giving information to anybody who wants to click in for free and gather it. It's very important. Uh, and this is why I so enjoy conversations with Dr. Anthony. He gets it so well, and he is impacting at the Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes in a culturally relevant way. He's not dropping in a Western prepackaged idea. Okay, everybody shape up and do it the way we do it in America. He is going the extra length, the extra expense to find out what is the cultural sensitivity, and then building into the cultural sensitivity instead of displacing it like an invasive organism himself. He's trying to maintain and improve and preserve natural science and history down there in the Amazon via ornamental fishes, which I think is amazing. As a fish keeper with so many fish keeping friends, I think the aquarium hobby is doing doing a great justice for conservation, for ecology, for mankind, for the planet. It teaches conservation in a way, in a daily way. Every day you feed that fish. Every day you add a new fish. Every time you buy a fish, you have an opportunity to learn about where that fish came from. What's the situation where that fish is from? And places like Arkoff, man, this here it is. Going to lay it out. Going to make a nice website. Going to invite you down to take a look at it. Going to teach the locals here how to get fish from the wild to hobbyists that care in a sustainable way. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Dr. Anthony. If I haven't said that, that definitely implied. I just want to put the words on it. And looking at the bid, we got Patrick Hardy up to $42 after Amazon Research Center for Ornamental Fishes comes in with a $40 bid. Wow, strong, guys, very strong. We're approaching another milestone bid. I don't know what will he throw in. What will be the incentive next? I'll tell you, I'm going to have to think of something because you guys are getting there. Thank you, Patrick Hardy, for that $42. We didn't stay at $35 long, I tell you that. Got 6 people watching now. We got an active bid on Polly if you're just joining us. It's a Hawaiian inspired art piece. 3x5 inch canvas board. It is clear coated. Should last you a while. Comes with a free easel now. Free easel for display and a wild discus note card and envelope. Because we reached a couple of milestones and we're just throwing stuff in with Polly now. All right, now I've got the stack still right here. If we get there, we'll reveal. We've got stuff. But we're talking about invasive species in Hawaii, why they're not the best idea. And should Hawaii decide to do anything, I think that's at the state level for them to figure out how they're going to deal with their natural resources. And that's the way it should be. I like when decisions are made at the state level. However, because it's state government, you can have input. If you know someone in Hawaii, you can influence them with your ideas. If you visit Hawaii, you can definitely vote with your dollar. You can go do the things that you like doing and let people know, I want to encourage this. And one thing that I do on every video, every birding trail, is try to. It's a soft serve. Okay, I'm not trying to be a saint. I'm not super green guy. I just want on this platform, I want you to know I love the birds. I care about the birds, and that might mean passing on something to you so that you have on your buffet of options a choice, given a choice. Well, why don't I go something that's going to lean toward conservation, like reef safe sunscreen. Well, I had never heard of that before I started planning to go to Hawaii. I heard someone else say it. I looked into it a little bit. Sure enough, if you don't use I think it's mineral based. If you use other chemicals, it can be harmful to the reef there in the surf that we love to snorkel in Hawaii. Kill the coral, no fish, no fun. I'm using reef safe stuff because when you see the density over there, multiply me times millions of tourists wearing chemicals that kill coral while we're swimming right over the coral looking at the coral. That doesn't make sense. So let's switch over to the mineral based, the reef safe stuff. Boom. That's like a problem we've come to recognize, addressed, and now taking a path forward to cause it not to be a problem anymore. Simple conservation, right? We're not jumping through any hoops there. We're not having to do gymnastics to accomplish that. Okay, so that's exactly why I love bird watching, because birds make my life better, because somehow the birds made it this far in world history, and so did I. We're together in this world. Everywhere I go, there's birds. I've never been to a place that didn't have birds. I'm so happy about having the birds around. I like to keep them around for my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids that I don't have yet. So listen, that's it. This isn't a shame-based, weaponized batch of words to make me feel better than I want you to feel. Also, underlying message here at the Bird Talk Show and all across the Bird Garden YouTube channel is unity. We don't want division. There's no wins in division. We'll just divide up teams and see whose team is the best. No thanks. No thanks. All are welcome. We're going to respect each other, take care of each other. We're going to have a safe space to share our ideas, put ideas out on the buffet of options. If we see something we like, we'll take it. If we like it well enough, we'll share it. We'll share it with all our friends, take all we want. If we see something we don't like, we're not going to harp on it. We're not going to waste our resources saying negative things about it. We're just going to walk on by. We're not going to spit on what we don't like. Might be what the next guy wants. Don't spit on it. No spitting. That's all. That's all. We'll just get a bunch of ideas here. You can decide what's best for you. And there it is. Take it. Take what you want. Okay. 36-minute mark already. Holy cow. Time flies when I'm hanging out with you guys. And my throat is feeling it. I got a standby drink here. We got some more water. So old Rack, he's going to be all right. He's going to pull through. We got the bid at $42. The bids have slowed down. That may be it. We may have reached our high bid. I don't know. Patrick Hardy is feeling very confident. He thinks he's outbid the competition. And competition may be just waiting. You know what? I'm tired of fooling around. I'm going to wait. And then when we start counting that thing down, bids are coming in. You're going to have to deal with me. Okay, 6 people watching, 37-minute mark. Let's do this. That's a good point. Going once. Oh, Polly here. Going once at $42. It's on the block with free easel, free shipping, free wild discus note card and envelope. Just because you bid. Just because you bid on Polly. Polly is soon to appear, somehow reproduced. I don't know, prints, coffee mugs, hats, shirts. But I do have the reproducible image. Polly has been photographed. So we got Polly going once at $42. Congratulations to our leader right now, Patrick Hardy, at $42. When we get to the end of the auction, if I don't see your bid on my chat screen, I'm monitoring I have the StreamYard up, but I also have up the YouTube chat. So I'm monitoring the YouTube chat for the bids. And if I don't see the bid on my screen, I can't give you credit for a bid that I don't see. Yes, I know there's a delay. So when we start counting down the bid, get your bid in. Don't wait till the last minute, because when I drop the hammer that looks like a knife hand. That's it. When I say sold, there's no more bids. If your bid comes in late, I apologize in advance. I'm just explaining. I can't call a bid that I don't see, and there's a delay. All right. Now I feel like that's a fair announcement. If your bid comes in later, again, I've already apologized. All right. Patrick Hardy wants to get his best bid in at going once. He's increased. Says the number 40. It's at 43. All right, Patrick. If that's supposed to be a dollar sign, please make that correction. We're gonna hold on and give Patrick Hardy a chance to do that. We just, because it's competitive, we want to make sure that that was an intended increase in bid. Dollar sign 43. Okay, that'd be a $43 bid. All right. I mean, yeah, could we go on and not even worry about that? Yeah, we could, but just to avoid a problem later, that's the way we're doing. We're clarifying a bid is a dollar sign and a number. All right, so, and we're approaching the 40-minute mark. Whip's World is in here. Let's get tagged. I hear you, Whip's World. Welcome. We're talking about those Hawaiian birds, how to get to Hawaii. We've mentioned the ebook Hawaiian Adventure. We've talked about the brand new Notes in Paradise notebook. This 48 lined blank pages. If you're interested, you can go over to the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group. Mention that you're interested. We'll tell you how to get hooked up over there. Okay, Whips World, we are bidding on Polly. Polly. Okay, Dr. Anthony is leaving. Dr. Anthony is leaving. That could end the competition for the auction here for Polly. Thank you, Dr. A. I hope to be in touch with you soon, sir. Love to have you as a guest back here at the Bird Talk Show. Have a great day. Have a great day. Patrick Hardy clarifies the bid is at $43 for Polly, the 3x5 canvas board, Hawaiian inspired original piece of art that has been photographed. We photographed that and we are going to reproduce it. Not sure exactly how. 8 people watching. We got a $43 bid. Some fantastic chat going on over here. Thank you guys so much for participating in the auction. I'm only shipping to the United States, with apologies to anyone outside the United States. I just haven't had success shipping outside the United States. If you know someone that you'd trust to ship to you from the United States, I'll happily ship it to any U.S. address. So if you want to work out shipping details on your side outside the USA, that's fine. Patrick has been raising himself occasionally, Scuba Steve-O, because at random milestones of bids, we're throwing in incentives. Okay, so we've gone from just the painting to the painting in an easel to the painting and art note card. So as we reach different levels, random levels, no one knows where they are, we're going to add incentives to the auction. So that could explain why Patrick Hardy is fishing. He's fishing for the next level of incentive. Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys keep that chat up. We got about 15 minutes left. Can I autograph the print too? Okay, it does have my signature on the front. This is original. That is my signature. Okay, this is not a copy. I have a copy, but this is the original. When the prints do come, yes, with your request, I can sign the prints. Let's see. Yeah, there may be space on the back if you want an autograph on the back. Should you win, that's your very, very strong bid, $43, Patrick Hardy. I'll be happy to sign that. You let me know. So we went on over to Hawaii. We identified a bunch of birds. We've done about 10, 12 videos. This might be the 12th Hawaiian piece of content that we've uploaded. This being a live stream, it will be uploaded as content immediately following the live stream. And then we've got we're about the halfway point. We're finishing up. We did one video on the Big Island, Kona Airport. We did a series that we're ending now. One more in the Honolulu content batch. Then we're moving to Kauai. And it looks like we've got 10 or so coming up for Kauai. So there should be approaching 24 pieces of Hawaiian content when we're done. And then it'll be time. I guess I'll have to take another trip. I don't know. Or maybe we just go in the backyard and start filming some of those backyard birds, huh? They're at the 24/7 live stream of the feeding station at the bird garden. Let's take a look in that. Can we take a look at the live stream? If we can. There's a mourning dove. Look at that. Those mourning doves, they have quite the appetite. We've been having indigo buntings, brilliant blue birds, and they're iridescent. So if they're blacklit, they look black. They look like a small blackbird, but if the light is in the foreground, they're beautiful blue. They're amazing. I got several clips. I'll do a feature video of those. It is 1:46 now in the bird garden. This is a slow time, but from now until 6 o'clock, the activity will increase. It will just steadily pick up until, man, 4 o'clock. It'll be a mad rush. You come out there when this number in the lower left says 1,600, and sometimes difficult to count all the birds. S is in the chat with a yo bird comment. That's correct. That is the mourning dove. Mourning. Because of its coo, it sounds like it's lamenting. We'll leave that up for a bit, and we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully that indigo bunting will come in there. Also active has been the white-breasted nuthatch. So I'm suspecting there's a woodpecker on the tree I just saw back there. He'll probably come down to the feeder for something. I think many of the birds that I'm seeing have nested already in the yard or around the yard. Some of the birds are still migrating through. We've got the male and female red-winged blackbird. You know, I'm crazy about that guy. He's over my shoulder here, that painting. And I don't think they nest here. They nest in the marshlands, cattails, places it's wetter than it is here. 10 people watching. Thank you guys for being here. But the woodpeckers, the mourning doves, indigo buntings, there's a grackle. And they'll see that grackle is feeding. Now, sometimes the grackles will come in, get a beak full of food, not eat it, and leave. I suspect they're taking that back to a nest to feed young or the other parent. So I think the grackles and the sparrows, the eastern bluebirds for sure, mockingbird, red-headed woodpeckers, downy woodpeckers, hairy woodpeckers, red-belly woodpeckers, I think they're all nesting very, very near here. Yeah, you got it. It's ratcross@gmail, lowercase. Ratcross@gmail, all lowercase, one word. My wife dropping in to say hello. Aloha. Okay, is that did that get it for you, Patrick Hardy? Did that answer your question? We're at the 47-minute mark. Patrick Hardy is feeling confident that he's going to win the auction today, Polly. So what we're going to do, we're going to say going twice. Polly going twice. Patrick Hardy in the lead, big leader, $43, going to get a free easel, free shipping, a free wild discus greeting card. Holy cow. Polly is about to have a new home. Polly is going to fly away, maybe over to Patrick Hardy's house. He's in the lead, going twice. Going twice. We're going to go for an hour. Oh, look at that iridescence on that common grackle. We're at the 48-minute mark. We're going to go for an hour. So in 12 minutes, very close to 12 minutes, we're going to be off the air. That's going to be it. One piece of art today. It is Polly, Hawaiian inspired. Rose-ringed parakeet, which we did see. It's the star of our thumbnail for this week's video, Kapiolani Park, and also this live stream. you'll see it. When you watch this video, Kapiolani Park, you'll see I think there are 3 on a limb. Keep that in mind. I'm sharing a secret. When you see the video, it looks like 2, but if you look really close, 3 rose-ring parakeets right there, captured for you on the video. Brought them back. Okay, get out of there. Oh yeah, the notebooks we talked about. Come on over to the Kauai Birding Trail Facebook group, not to be confused with the Honolulu Trail Birding group. Love to have you in both of those groups. I'm sharing a lot of photographs. We're attracting a lot of friends. We got some activity over there. Thank you so much for your support. And we have also talked about the Hawaiian Adventure ebook now available. There will be a link in the description. There's already a link in the description of this week's video, Hawaiian Birds, Kapiolani Park. Meanwhile, at the 10-minute mark, now we got to start zipping things up here, okay? We're definitely approaching our time limit. We got Polly, the original piece of art, going twice to Patrick Hardy at $43. The bid's $43. We're increasing by at least $1 increments. If I don't see your bid, I can't call it. There is a delay. So get your bids in before the last bid is taken. If I say sold and your bid comes in afterwards, I'm sorry. I can't say that enough, because you can imagine if you're the person who waits to the very last minute and then there's a delay somehow, a longer than normal delay, and Rack says sold, and then your bid shows up on his screen, my screen, not yours. I can't see your screen. I can only see my screen. So the bid has to be on my screen. I'm monitoring the YouTube chat to make the call. Trying to avoid any form, any way for any confusion to come in here. So we're all friends. We're going to stay friends, and not going to let a little bit of money changing hands cause any problems. Okay, so that said, thank you so much, Patrick Hardy, for your very generous and strong bids. Thank you, Dr. Anthony and Absentia, for opening the bid, continuing to bid, for complimenting the discus note card. I like that one too. It was one of my favorite paintings. That's how it made it to the card. Yeah, that's a nice little note card. You get an envelope with that. And we are less than 10 minutes away from Polly finding a new home. And then if you've got comments you'd like to make about how you'd like to see Polly reproduce, prints, shirts, hats, drop a comment. I'd be interested to know what type of media you'd like to see the image of Polly appear on. Whips World says, Rack, what's the name of the medium-sized blackbird that sounds like a monkey? I don't know where they come from. I've only seen them on a couple of YouTube channels. I'm going to have to ask you to narrow that down for me a little bit, Whips World. The common grackle that you just saw on the bird feeding station here in the bird garden, it's got a raucous, crazy sound. Could be monkey-like. In South Florida, they're very prolific. A YouTube channel, Chattanooga Ed, sent me an audio recording and said, Rack, these birds are all over Florida. What are they? It happened to be the great-tailed grackle, very close relative of our common grackle. That's a female house finch on the 3-bowl feeder now, also believed to be nesting in the yard or in close proximity to the yard. And so now you're seeing one species at a time, one individual at a time, and that's due to the time of day. Okay, you see there's the hairy woodpecker male. See the little red patch on the back of the head? That indicates a male. He's about half the height of that seed pillar. The hairy woodpecker comes in, looks very similar, but he's the entire length of the pillar feeder, about twice the height of the downy woodpecker. So we have a male downy. And I was saying one species at a time, one individual at a time, because it's you see the time in the lower left, 13:55. At 1:55, that's the slow time of the day. And from now until 4 o'clock, it's going to pick up. 4 o'clock, it's going to look like a busy airport, flying in, flying out, all over the place. They'll be in the background. They'll be under the feeder. They'll be just out off screen to the left is the waterfall for the pond. You can see more about that over at Pond Life YouTube channel. I documented the entire build and put lots of footage of the koi up. Here we go, switching out another species, back to the common grackle. And you can see where the sun's coming in on the left. So all of that bird, I mean, they can be a nuisance, but I love the grackles. Big yellow eye, all of that iridescence. They are little acrobats. They're fun to watch. Their antics are really fun. Okay, what we're going to do, we're approaching the 55-minute mark, and to make sure we don't run out of time, we're going to end this auction right around the 55-minute mark. So we've got 40 seconds. All right. If you're interested in owning Polly, if you want to just rip it out of the hands of Patrick Hardy, you're going to have to outbid Patrick Hardy because he stepped up and bid $43 to get Polly. And now we're in the last seconds of the auction for Polly. Polly is a rose-ringed parakeet I did see in Hawaii. It did inspire this painting. And we're making it available today only. There's only one of the original. I want to know how you want to see it reproduced. Leave me a comment if you don't mind. We're at the 55-minute mark. All right. We are going 3 times on Polly. I'm going to pause just long enough for another bid to come in before we call it sold. The next thing you hear me say about this painting is going to be that S word. If you want it, you got to bid right now. Hit the button. Make sure your bid gets through so I can see it on my screen. If not, we're going to announce the lucky winner in 3, 2. I'm watching. If you haven't hit the button yet, I don't think it's going to get here. 1. When I say it, it's over. If your bid comes in later, I'm sorry. Sold. This one is sold. We're not taking bids anymore. Congratulations, Patrick Hardy. Congratulations, sir. $43, and thank you very much. Thank you for that outstanding bid. I can't wait for you to have Polly and a free easel to display her on and a wild discus note card. You are a fine winner and a champion, sir. Thank you. If you would settle up with me on PayPal within 24 hours, it is rackcross@gmail.com. Leave your shipping address in the note at PayPal. I need your shipping address in PayPal. Saves so many steps. Thank you in advance. Please and thank you. Shipping address in the PayPal transaction. Okay, select goods and services. That puts the fees on me. I got this one. All right. So I'll pay the fees. I'll pay the shipping. You get the easel. You get the card, and you get Polly. Thank you. $43. That was a strong bid. Thank you for hanging in there, swatting away the competition, bidding up there to get that extra incentive. That is so cool. And now at the 57-minute mark, we're going to be winding down this live stream. It's been great. I can't believe how fast time passes when we get together like this. I love talking about birds, especially birding trails. We've mentioned 2 today. And if you're not aware, I've been designing birding trails for over 10 years. I started out doing it professionally more than 10 years ago. And my design styles have been adopted by local, state, national, and international entities, agencies, because they make sense. They're so simple. They're so inviting. They're so visually attractive. The content is easy to proof. So I'm happy to do it. And I've been doing it like crazy. The 2 in Hawaii were just kind of ones that I wanted to do. It helped me to organize my birding goals as I went to Hawaii. So as I do these across the world, it's to help other bird watchers and make them available to people who aren't able to visit those states, so you can enjoy the virtual birding trail. And that thing, if you find whoever's hosting that, like I have the 2 Facebook groups for Honolulu Birding Trail and Kauai Birding Trail, 2 separate groups. It's a click, right? It's a free click. And then you can enjoy virtually the birding trail, 2 in Hawaii. And if I design others for other agencies, and usually they do want me to help promote their birding trail. I'm happy to pass that link along. And the way that I'll probably do that is on the community tab here on YouTube. YouTube is my primary social platform, and I can release a link in the community tab. Now, you won't have access to my community tab. You won't get the notification if you don't subscribe to the Bird Garden YouTube channel. And then after you subscribe, you have access to the bell icon. Hover your cursor over the bell icon and select the all for notifications, all notifications. That way, when I do upload information on the community tab, such as, hey, I've released a new birding trail somewhere, you'll get that notification. And also, we use the community tab for other people's websites, for other people's videos, polls, articles, things we think you might find interesting. We release on the community tab. Well, you won't get the notification if you don't subscribe and hit the all on the notification bell. That's my pitch. If you'll watch the Bird Garden YouTube channel, it'll make your life better. Give me 1 minute of your time. Watch 4 of my 15-second bird videos. You'll forget who's bugging you. Your blood pressure will go down. It seriously makes my life better. I figured out how to put it on a platform so it can make your life better. And I appreciate your support, all of those clicks, all of those views. It validates me as a creator. And I love the birds, obviously. I love creating, putting it out there for you guys. So when you consume it, I'm happy for you. That's going to bring us to the top of the hour. It's been a wonderful show, and I've loved hanging out with you guys today. It's going to be sad to send Holly away, but it's also going to be Polly. I'm happy to know Polly's getting a new home. I hope you enjoy her so much, Patrick Hardy. And the rest of you guys, thanks for dropping in. We'll see you again. Maybe we'll do another art auction in the future. Who knows? But until then, why don't you get out there and see some birds? I'll see you on the next one.